So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Eazy Conversations. Thanks a lot to everyone who listened to the last episode featuring the homie Brandon, aka Hip Hop Fiend 85. Brandon, you absolutely killed it on here, and we look forward to having you on again down the road. So now for episode 103 of Eazy Conversations, I'm extremely excited, of course, to be back in the studio virtually with the homie Matt. Say what's up to the people.
What's going on, everybody? Hope you're having a good day right now. Super pumped for tonight's episode because we have yet another guest, and you guys know this guest. He's been on here a bunch of times. One of my favorite persons to have on here. Eric, why don't you introduce him right now?
Yeah, he's always been a solid guest for us. Never once has he let us down. I believe making his 9th appearance on the program. Pretty crazy. So without further ado, very excited to welcome back the homie Bassam Issa. See what's up with the people.
What's up, people? Glad to be back. 103. That's fucking wild, man. Big milestone. I know when you reached 100, that was really exciting. So I'm happy to be a part of the next 100.
Thank you, sir. And yeah, we're happy to have you on. We're just starting off the hundos, bringing on all the heavy hitters. So it's only right that we had you back on for this one. And so for this episode, we're going to be doing another kind of light-hearted episode, but also a good way for you to get to know Matt, Bassam, and myself if you're new listeners. The topic for this one was kind of derived from the GQ videos that drop on YouTube where certain celebrities will go on and bring 10 items that are essentials in their lives. And we're doing a derivative of that. We were only able to come up with 7 each of us. 10 was an aggressive amount of items, so we figured to cap it off at 7. And we also just put some ground rules in place where we eliminated certain things that are kind of obvious essentials in the purpose of making our list a little more unique and diverse. Because otherwise, I feel like unfortunately the three of us would probably have had our phones on here, our cars, like things that you really truly need, like food and stuff. So anyways, I'm excited to see where you guys all took your lists. Mine is, I think, pretty representative of what are essentials for me in my life. I mean, I would hope so. That's the point of this whole episode. So now, without further ado, I'm going to pass it off to Bassam to share what his first item is on your list and maybe a bit of background as to why I made your list. So,
all right. Mine's probably very similar to every person who was on the GQ series. And I'm just going to say hair products and skin products. So I'm going to show a couple of them here. I got my Aveeno Daily Moisturizer, facial cleanser, actually, sorry. So I use this in the shower every morning, keeps my face super clean, you know. I graduated from the bar of soap to the face, so this is essential for sure. Representing, again, Aveeno Skin Relief Moisturizing Lotion. After the shower, I come out pretty dry, you know, so I rub this all over my face and my arms. And then lastly, I'm just plugging all these companies here.
Yeah, no free ads.
Shea Butter curling cream for my hair. So I use this a lot. I haven't been using it a lot lately because my hair is kind of short, but when I do grow it out a bit, my hair is naturally curly. So yeah, I put this cream in there usually every day, if not every second day, to keep the curls going, you know.
Nice.
That's the first thing on my list.
That's awesome, Bassam. Those were items that I was thinking of too. We'll get to it when we get to my list, but no, that's totally. I have the same type of products too. I'm not as consistent as you though. You said every day, every second day. I'm like, I need to get into a routine, but no, very important. I agree.
Yeah, I agree with Matt. I'm probably closer to him in that it's not a consistent daily basis. I also put some moisturizer on the old face there. You know, skin gets pretty dry, especially in the winter months. It's just flaky season up there, so I gotta clean it up a little bit, make sure looking proper when you make your appearances in the public. Have a certain image to maintain. But no, Aveeno always comes in clutch. I don't put anything in my hair though myself. That was a big thing back. If we did this episode maybe even less than that, like 5 years ago, I'm throwing the gel in every single time I go out. Oh yeah, when I went to the office, I had that just slick back all day. Yeah. Now it's just all natural except for the face. But yeah, hair just uncut gems up there. But
just the natural oils and water. That's it. Eh?
Exactly. It's a winning formula.
It's flowing back. Looking nice.
I like to think so. But no, that's a solid 3-pack to start us up, Sam. Good ones. A vino. Matt, did you want to go or do you want me to go first?
Sure, I'll go. I can go. I'll just bounce off what item he picked. I'll pick another like healthcare, like like another product you use like after the shower before. Got my grooming razor for my beard, and you know what? I have many of these, and like they're not all for my beard. I'm half French, half Lebanese, so it's not just for my head; it's for other areas too. I just have to stay, nice and trim and clean, and I don't have to explain this. You guys know, everyone understands. So yeah, grooming razor would be very essential for me.
That was actually going to be on my list, but didn't make the cut. But yeah, 100% essential.
No pun intended. I have a razor as well. I mostly use it when my beard does get a little long and itchy, but I don't maintain it on a daily. I don't have a beard, right? I normally go for the clean shave, so I'm shaving every 2 days tops. So can't fully relate for that, but I don't blame you, Matt, for having all the necessary equipment to keep that beard looking as sharp as possible, and Lord knows it does. So no, it's a great pick for sure. I'm going to go a little differently than you guys and talk about something that I need and use to basically start every single one of my days off, and that would be my trusty Yeti coffee mug. So this is, listen, I don't drink out of this every single day, but whenever I go out, I have a big day, for example, if I'm going out golfing, early round, throw the coffee in here, it keeps it warm for me for hours, and that's how long the coffee lasts. I like to spread it out, maximize my time with the beautiful coffee bean. And this is actually also something that, not a big deal, I won at one of our beer pong tournaments, so it also has some sort of sentimental value for me, so always reminds me of what I've accomplished in the past, and I'm drinking a good cup of Joe out of this.
Go.
But no, honestly,
what's that cost? Yeti's one of the.
I want to say this is around 40 bones for a mug. So blood, sweat, and tears went into getting this thing, and like I said, I definitely recommend Yeti mug. It's the perfect size for me, anyways. It's very portable. If you can see, I got my 8-ounce coffee in here, and it gets me where I need to be. So Yeti mug is a must, as is coffee, but I didn't want to say coffee, so I said Yeti mug instead.
I need to get one. Like I see people at work with them. Like I need to get on there, because from what you just explained, like it's amazing. So Good item, nice pick.
Thank you.
Yeah, I don't think I'll get a coffee mug anytime soon, but I do want to bring something up. I have started drinking coffee like almost daily. Nice. And I know on the last episodes I was always against coffee. Coffee's overrated, but it is key. I've become a coffee drinker, ladies and gentlemen.
This is huge, and I appreciate you for sharing this on the pod. Listeners know this, that you're a well-documented, you were an avid, I want to say almost hater of the coffee bean. So it's great to see you do the 180, and that's growth, honestly. Not to say necessarily that people who don't drink coffee need to, but it does happen and it does help. So it's a great way to start your day. So I'm glad to hear you're on our team. Sir.
All right, I'm up for number 2.
Yeah.
You guys ready?
Yeah.
Okay. So over the past year, I want to say this has become pretty essential, but I'm a huge scented candle guy. So
interesting.
I got an assortment of scented candles in my room. Depending on the day and the vibe I'm feeling, I'll light a different one up. But light it up in my room, especially when turn the lights off, watching a movie or something. I don't know, just why are you laughing, Matt?
No, just that word something, and my mind went somewhere else.
Romantic time, It's just me, solo dolo, watching a movie, scented candles going, good smells, good vibes. So that's our number 2.
It's a great pick. There's like a million of them around my whole house, thanks to my girlfriend. So no, I'm totally on that train too.
Yeah, no, scented candles smell great. That's a great pick, honestly. And if you want to get like relaxed, There's a ton of settings a scented candle comes in clutch for, so that's a great, like Matt alluded to. So that's a great pick. I mean, don't have too much to say. I don't personally light candles that often, but if you, like I said, it gets you in that zone.
It's
and,
the best.
Yeah.
Especially so you go to Bath and Body, the shop. So I'm not too big on like the strong scents, but like scents, like there's a scent called T-shirt, so it's called white T-shirt. So it just sort of smells like fresh laundry a bit, just like simple scents.
Okay.
Simple scents, yeah. Get on it, man.
Okay. Just might have to.
Might have to.
White tea. Let's go.
Yeah. All right, my next essential item. I mean, I'm using it right now. It's in my ear, my like Galaxy AirPods. Here's the case. Just a little show off. Okay. I'm constantly listening to podcasts are a part of my life now, like for the last 8 years. I've been listening to the same podcast for around that time too. Music. I have them on like at work on break. I have them on like when I'm trying to fall asleep, when I'm working out. Mostly when I'm working out, like it's super essential. When I'm cooking, always have them on. Big podcast listener, and this just makes it so much easier. Before I used to rock like the wired headbuds, and like I'd always like my arm would knock them off, so I'd have to tuck them in my shirt. At the gym, super unpractical too.
100%.
But yeah, AirPods super essential for me. Thank you to my sister for buying these for me.
And for some reason beyond my understanding, wired earphones have made a comeback in the last year, like for style purposes or something. I guess, but Sam's words. But if given the choice, wireless trumps wired a zillion times over. I mean, there's no conversation.
It does. Here. And I completely agree. I don't wear these outside of my house, to be honest. My like you said at the gym, man, wireless earbuds, 100%. They're essential. I don't have like fancy ones. I have Skull Candy. They're like the cheaper version, but yeah, they do the job, man. When I used to work out in the gym with wired, like they get stuck on my arm, on the bars and all that. It's not practical.
Yeah.
Good pick.
No, you never forget your first, and Skull Candy were my first earphones as well. But yeah, so I'll go into my next pick, which is a little different than both yours. So mine is actually something I've gotten into in the last few years, and this would be my journal. I like to write a lot, like almost on a daily basis. And I write in French, if you must know, just like to keep those senses sharp. And just write about like my day and stuff that I've done. And I feel like it's something that when I'm older, I'll look back on and just have a clear recollection of what I was doing on specific days. And because I'm already starting, I feel like, to forget stuff, not like completely out of my memory, like, oh, I forgot I went to this country or whatever. But it is something that when I do think back on my travels specifically, I do wish I had written stuff down about what I've seen and what I've done on certain days, because there for sure are things that I have kind of forgotten. And then I would need like a prompt or someone I was with to be like, oh, I remember when we did this, and like, oh yeah, like I had completely forgotten about that. But if I write everything down and then go back at it, look back at it years down the road, like I'll never lose that, right? So and it's also just something I enjoy doing, like putting 10 minutes aside almost every day, write some stuff down. It's something I would recommend for anybody, but for me it's become something that's kind of essential. So journal and pen, obviously, but they go hand in hand.
Is it kind of like obviously it's like a therapy to you, right? I hear that a lot of people use it for therapy themselves. Like for you, it sounds like it's more like I want to say diary, like you're accounting for your day type of thing. Or do you generally, like, would you write down your thoughts, like about random topics?
No, I definitely do write down my thoughts as well.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's dope, man. Love that. I don't journal. I maybe want to start in the future. I do hear that it's really great therapy.
I like you, Eric. I did that for about like almost a year. I only wrote down though what I did that day. If I worked, if I watched movies, did whatever I did. But like after like 8 or 9 months, I was like, man, this is like, it's too tedious. But I like you're writing your thoughts. Actually, yeah. I was a lot younger too when I used to do that. No, good picker. I hadn't completely out of left field. I had no idea you'd done that. I learned something new about you. It's awesome.
Guys coming in with the self-improvement essentials.
I do read, like, I've gotten that idea from books that I have read, like, and I have heard from a lot of people that it is an important skill to practice, and then you, like, learn about yourself too and your thoughts, and it is a way to, it is a therapeutic practice, so definitely recommend it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Number 3. So this is the one where I obviously wasn't able to physically bring it and show it into the camera just because it's about 450 pounds. It's my motorcycle. I brought the keys.
Nice.
And this obviously isn't a daily. This isn't a daily thing because I can only ride it 5 or 6 months out of the year, but it is essential for me. It is my therapy. You're journaling my riding.
But often been
when
riding.
When riding season starts, I just go and ride. I never really have a destination. I just listen to music, and it's great. It's a great de-stressor for me. It's definitely essential. Been essential in my life. I've been riding for I want to say 4 years now.
Wow.
Sometimes I feel like packing it away because of stories you hear and people getting into accidents and all that, but I don't think I'm going to do that anytime soon. It's definitely going to stay a part of my life. So yeah, my bike.
Wow. I didn't know you rode them. Maybe I did, but I forgot, but that's pretty badass. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Also, like, you get embedded in the community of, like, whenever you see someone else who has a motorcycle, that's something to bond over and talk to. Like, I can recall a few
100%.
people that we used to work with that was something you had in common with them, and it's an instant brotherhood almost, and
exactly.
you don't lose that, right? Once you're in for life.
You're in for life. There's always a few of the people in those groups that you don't want to associate with, obviously. But for the most part, it is something that we bond over.
You could say that about almost every creed of human beings, right? So us journalers, like, you don't want to know some of us weirdos in there. But me personally, I don't think I'll ever go on a motorcycle. That's not for me.
Fair, man.
Don't like you said, that element of danger. I don't know if I'd feel comfortable on a motorcycle myself. But good on you for ripping it up out there.
Yeah. Who knows, man? Maybe I'll take you on out for a ride one day. You'll sit on the back, and it's thrilling. Maybe you'll get out there and buy one, and then we'll rip the fucking town together.
I mean, it's one step at a time here. And my goal every year is to learn something new and acquire a new skill. So that might be it down the road. But
who knows?
This year I already got some stuff.
Keep your options open.
Yeah, 2024 though. Anyways, it's a good pick.
Nice. Just quickly, I've ridden on the back of a motorcycle. It was one of the greatest things ever.
Dude, that's incredible.
Yeah. And I was young, and I still remember. Okay, my number 3, kind of my cheat, my one and only cheat. It's not food, but it's a beverage. And Bassam mentioned de-stressing. This is something I look forward to at the end of every week. Something I've earned after a long day of work, and I just want to kick back and drink this while I'm watching a movie, and it's rum. Now for the listeners, I'm gonna be taking a swig right now, so you can go watch this on the YouTube video. Go. I love my rum. Now I broke my rule. I drank during the week, but Friday, Saturday, that's how I like to kick back, and it's essential because it's something I look forward to, and I don't go overboard on rum, even though I picked it as an essential item. I don't drink a lot. When I get to drink it, I'm like, oh, I appreciate it because it's only those 2 days a week I drink it. And that's why it's on the list, because it's something that keeps me, I look forward to kicking back and winding down and having a nice glass of rum and Coke. I was going to include coffee instead, but I'm like, no, I'm going to go with something that's a treat for me. I find essential, giving you a goal for the end of the week. Well, I mean, a goal, a treat more. Yeah, what's your guys' reaction to that?
You seem like a responsible drinker, so I like how you put a little twist on the essentials, though. You made it something you look forward to, a treat at the end of your week. It's not something that you you rely on, you have to do every day type of thing. So that's cool.
If it was daily rum, we'd be having a different conversation right now. But no, the weekend, I mean, that's the time to let loose, right? And have a few drinks. And like Bassam said, you're a responsible drinker. As long as it's not a problem. I love to drink.
Exactly.
Me too. It's something to look forward to at the weekend. And rum's a solid pick. Rum and Coke, can't go wrong with that. I thought you were gonna say beer.
I don't want anyone
the way you were teeing it up, I thought you were going beer personally.
Yeah. Just don't want anyone to think I'm an alcoholic or anything. But I just want to kind of not like a joke, but it's something I consume every week. So.
No, it's a good pick for sure. I mean, you took a swig, so Eric can edit that and make it seem like you're an alcoholic if you really wanted to. But
no, hey, that's a reason to tune in on the YouTube to see Matt take a nice swig of rum, Captain Morgan, I believe. All right, good stuff. Mine will be, it's not rum, it'll be Nintendo Switch. Something Andy and I play every day almost. Super Smash Bros. Together online. It's a great activity that we do together. It's super fun. And Nintendo games, honestly, are my favorite overall. On PlayStation, I was a big fan of playing NHL and Call of Duty back in the day. But overall, Nintendo, you just can't beat it. They're maybe some games made for kids, but they hold up for adults. And it's games we just don't get sick of, honestly. And games that I think we'll keep playing as we get older and have kids and stuff. So it's just great to have. Switch has become my favorite console also. Matt, when we did our video game episode, I think it was 2 years ago now, I had cited the GameCube still is my favorite, but we also have the GameCube and have played a few times. And when you're used to the technology that we have nowadays, right? Back then we were limited to the technology that Howard Stark had in his time. Couldn't build what Tony did, but his father knew about. Anyways, you know what I'm saying. So Nintendo Switch, #1 gaming console right now, and it's one of my essentials. It's a great de-stressor, honestly, at the end of a work day. Play some games online, beat some people. It's a good time.
Yeah, it brings me back to when we played a couple times in the office.
Yep.
Remember that?
Oh yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Of course.
What?
Yeah. So we had one of our coworkers. She'd bring in her son's Switch, or I think it was her Switch.
Yeah, it was hers.
Yeah. During lunch, a few of the guys would get into the boardroom and we'd play some Mario Kart.
Yeah, it was so fun.
Yeah. I do remember you, Eric. You've always been a Nintendo guy ever since I can remember.
Mm-hmm.
I remember I was looking for a Switch, and I asked you if I should get one.
Right.
Never ended up getting one, but
but I remember I was
Nintendo's
pushing for you to get one.
Yeah.
I've only ever in the last year I've played more Nintendo Switch than I have in my entire life, because when I moved in with my girlfriend, she already had a Switch.
Let's go.
Awesome. Mario Kart, Mario Party. There's retro, all the retro games are on there, via the Super Nintendo package thing and the NES one. I've been playing all these old games on my projector, and no, it's good pick, Eric. That didn't even cross. I should have. Yeah, it didn't even cross my mind. But it might have been a little phony of me to put, because I'm not haven't been playing it that long. But yeah,
give it time. It's a addicting console. Yeah.
Oh, it's amazing. Yeah.
Are you ready for number 4?
Let's do it.
Yeah. Okay. I feel like I've mentioned this on maybe the last episode I was on, or one before that. But when the pandemic started, I got into cooking. Nothing crazy. I was just trying to cook my own meals at home. Obviously, I still live at home with an Arab mom, so it's hard to get in the kitchen. But this is definitely essential for me. I put it on everything, especially proteins. Cajun.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Cajun seasoning. I put it on my eggs. I put it on my chicken, my beef, shrimp, pasta, everything. Cajun is super essential. Yeah. I don't think you guys thought I would bring out a fucking spice bottle for this episode, but yeah.
I mean, spices have come up often on the pod, but I wasn't expecting it from a Boss 7 Essentials. But no, it's a great pick. I don't use Cajun personally, but I feel like it is something I should incorporate more into my culinary
It is key.
preparation. So
That's wild. I have a roast going in. I'm going to be putting a roast in the slow cooker tomorrow morning, and I put all my spices out on the I have the Cajun bottle out because I'm going to be putting Cajun. Yeah, I love it too, but Sam.
Let's go.
Good pick. That and like garlic powder, onion powder, like essential.
Smoked paprika too. I was debating between this and smoked paprika, but I think Cajun trumps it for me.
Am I crazy, or smoked paprika, onion powder, garlic powder not more mainstream spice? Like I use those. But we don't even have Cajun, so I'm wondering, is Cajun a deep sleeper, or it's just it's a blind spot for me in this situation?
Not a deep sleeper.
I don't think it's a deep sleeper. No, it's pretty common, man. Like everyone uses Cajun. You just haven't gotten on the Cajun train yet.
I guess not.
Go out and buy yourself a bottle of Clubhouse.
We're gonna have
Cajun seasoning.
We're gonna run a census, see what the people think. Maybe I'm in the majority here. I doubt it, but you never know.
Nice. Good pick,
That's a good pick.
My number 4, I'll pick the one item I can't show because I don't want to lug it up the stairs. When I say, you're going to be like, man, you could have brought it in the room. Number 4 is my vacuum.
Okay. Yeah.
It's a really small portable one too, like super nifty too. It's in the closet tucked away.
It's too much
okay, it's gonna sound funny, but like the satisfaction I get from like cleaning and like vacuuming, and I'm kind of OCD about it.
Mm-hmm.
Ask anyone I live with. Like it has to be like a nice and tidy floor. So my vacuum's very essential. Could also switch it with the broom, but vacuum's more efficient. No. I just like a clean house, so it's super essential to me. I have to have like something to do the floor. The kitchen too has to be clean. The kitchen, if anything, that kitchen's gotta have lots of room and not like dirty. So a vacuum, very essential for me. I have a Shark vacuum if anyone wants it.
That was going to be my follow-up as well. And when you're just spraying Cajun seasoning all over the floor, like you got to clean that up right away. I hear you though. The kitchen does get dirty real quick, and it is not only frustrating but extremely satisfying when you clean up the kitchen floor. The difference is night and day, and can't be understated. How I also agree, it is very. I don't like vacuuming. I avoid it, to be honest. But then when I do get around to doing it, it is it is oddly satisfying. I throw on some music, crank the volume up because I can't hear a thing.
Yeah.
Probably why I'm going partially deaf. But overall, it is worth it, and vacuum is good. So shout out the Shark.
It was probably the last thing I would have guessed for you to choose when you were talking about not being able to show it. I was not expecting vacuum, but as my grade 12 physics teacher always used to say, his best ideas would come to him when he was vacuuming. So I can tell that it's a therapeutic thing for you too, Matt. So love it.
We've all got our therapy. I was going to say something. Yeah, it makes sense, right? Clean floor, clean mind, and then you can get the creative juices flowing when you're getting rid of the debris lying around your house. It only makes sense. No, good pick, Matt. I'm going to go with one that's been named already. I just didn't want to say it right away. So mine is 100% AirPods. Yeah. Wireless all day. Not too much that needs to be said, but I'll still say stuff, obviously. AirPods Pro, noise canceling, can't beat that, can't go back, honestly. The difference that you feel when you throw them in and the outside world just stops and you're alone with your thoughts, and then you're blaring music, in my case when I'm vacuuming, it's phenomenal. And I use them for, like you, Matt, podcasts, and in almost every setting. When I go for a walk, I try to go for a daily walk to podcasts or music, no doubt. When I work, throw on some Twin Peaks soundtrack as I work. I need something going on. I'm always listening to something, and the AirPods are the conduits for me for that. So, no brainer. Had to throw them up there.
Nice. I can just picture you, Hedwig's theme. You're doing your work, and it inspires you.
Oh yeah,
that's awesome.
That's a classic.
Yeah.
The only thing though with the AirPods now, the case does die quicker than when I got it. You have to charge the case too, but the battery life is still pretty solid.
I feel like that's something Apple does on purpose, to be honest.
For sure.
They slowly allow their products to diminish in quality.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Next, we're on number 5. And we're actually flying through this. I didn't think we'd be flying
And
through
let's
this.
slow it down, fellas. Here we got a whole show to fill.
Okay. So this has become an essential as of I want to say like a few months ago, but your biannual visit to the dentist. For me personally, every time that dental hygienist would ask me if I floss, I would say just to get shit out of my teeth. But now,
well said.
Floss sticks. These
Yep.
guys, I use these every day now, just because they're so easy. I just throw a couple in my pocket on my way out to work, and I get my daily floss in. And honestly, I have noticed my teeth have been a lot healthier. I used to have like sensitive teeth, especially in the back. Apparently, I had 13 baby cavities growing from my last X-ray. So she told me, the dentist told me, start flossing, or those are going to need to be worked on. So I think the floss picks are doing the trick. So that's my my 5th essential item.
I mean, I go through phases where I floss for about a month and I don't floss for a month.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm really trying to like, but you know what? The sticks I like because they're more practical to floss. Like, I can do it in the car, one-hander, right?
Yeah.
That's what I do.
Very, very good pick. I mean, it's making me think, actually, like rethink my strategy.
Love that.
That's what I'm here
pick.
for.
Floss sticks all day. I use them every day too. Before, it used to be a mahogany river of blood when I hit the gums, right? So, no, it's an absolute must. Especially like every time I go out, I'll floss real quick. Like just make sure there's nothing there. Brush your teeth, floss as well. Now the gums are healthier than ever. So a nice pinkish hue. And no, I was actually considering that too. Like when I was going.
No, you weren't.
No, I swear to God, I was.
Really?
When I was going, because I was also when we're making a long list. So this was maybe when we were still at 10. So I was looking for like some sort of product. Like I said, the cream for my face. It was either that or the flossing sticks, because I was also trying to think of something that's kind of unique that not everyone used. Like it was on your list, so it could have been on mine. So, but no, I love that pick. I am floss on the daily, but it's still not enough. Whenever you get hit with the dentist, like you're doing 99% of the things right, but there's still like 4 cavities coming through. Like it's
exactly.
You can never win, right? It's
getting better though. So
yeah, exactly. Love that attitude. So floss, people. It's the way.
Yeah. It comes down to a time thing for me, right? I don't want to do it at like 10:30, 11 at night. Last thing I want to do, but like I just said, the stick is
super convenient.
I didn't think of that. It's so simple, but I didn't think of that because my brain's not thinking about flossing ever, right? So, love it.
Also, if you were gonna say something, Sam.
No.
You gotta go with the stick over the nasty floss, like the twine there, that just like you're just accumulating dirt and garbage, like dust particles on there, like fingers getting wet, and like it's just not a good look for anybody. Not a good time.
I agree.
Twirling that, cutting off the circulation off the tip of your index, like stick is a no-brainer.
I always pull out too much or too little, so it's a lose-lose.
There
it's
we
like,
go.
What am I doing here with my life?
Yeah.
The one thing I would say is, man, I don't want to be that guy, but these are definitely not great for the environment.
That's true.
But, it is what it is.
Way to kill the vibe. I'm just kidding.
Speaking of, just quickly, that mahogany river of blood, like I went to the dentist actually last month and like, of course I bled when she flossed me, and she gave me a look and I just looked at her like, what do you want me to do, lady? I have no time. I was making excuses. It was bad.
They know when you're lying. If you tell them, I floss daily, but you're bleeding, they call you on your bullshit.
Sitting there in a puddle of blood and shame.
Never happened before. No, I told her I never flossed in the last like 4 months. So, All right, number 5. What am I gonna go with? I'm gonna go with a dumbbell.
Oh, okay, nice.
And no, this is not the one I use. It's just a smaller version for the visual.
I was about to say,
This
was that
900 gram dumbbell.
The other
Yeah,
ones
2
were
pounds.
too heavy to bring up.
Yeah, the other one's like 100 pounds. I couldn't lug that up the
Let's go.
stairs. No, the other ones I have are 35s, 25s, I have 15s, like adjustable ones for
Nice.
the lower ones. But it's very essential for me in the last 5 years to just get some exercise in. I do it in my garage now. I don't go to the gym anymore. I have a bench, dumbbells. That's all I have, and keeps my mind sharp. That's my real de-stressing and not thinking about like life's, not problems, but like, the things you're not looking forward to. Like the workout helps me, calms me down. I do it now in the morning, like within the first hour I wake up, and on the weekend I do that every like Saturday, Sunday. I feel great the rest of the day. I'm happy I got the workout done. It's checked off the list. Feels great. And these dumbbells, can do a million things with them. I don't know what else to say. I feel like it's like self-explanatory. I mean, I know like you guys work out too, so yeah, working out's a big part of my life. So I had to include like an item for that.
Yeah, no, solid pick. I wanted to obviously couldn't put like the gym on my list, but
Yeah.
no, the gym is huge. It's especially over the past 2 years for me. I've been pretty much going consistently, like at least 4 days a week.
Nice.
Like you said, man, like just disassociate from life, life's worries and reality, and you go. And especially my gym, I love the culture there. Like everyone's, you're there for the same reasons, so it's easy to bond with people, make some new friends.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, the gym is key.
Yeah, gym is key. Like we work out here, just in the house, no garage, just like on the main floor. And yeah, dumbbells. Like we have a decent selection of dumbbells as well. Not as much. Like that's the one thing that I feel like for us, the gym would be good is that it offers more than. Like again, we're limited to what we have in terms of weights. So would be nice to have more, but you work with what you got, and you don't even need that much. A bench and a few dumbbells is more than enough. And as long as you're motivated and getting in there on a consistent basis, like that's what more can you ask for, right? So that's a good pick.
Good pick, Matt.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I'm gonna go with the complete opposite of dumbbells and go with my trusty sweatpants. Every day, every single day, I wear sweatpants. I have 3 pairs on my way of acquiring a 4th, all different brands, and can't say enough good things about them. It's comfort food. It's adjustable waist. It's just everything. I wear sweats as soon as I get home. If I go out, whatever the setting, sliding right back in the sweats immediately. It's in my opinion, you're crazy if you're not getting in sweatpants, PJs, or like joggers or something when you get home.
That's
Why?
true.
If you're in jeans at home, I don't know. Something's up. But sweats for me is. I'm also pretty lucky to be able to work from home these days. So I've literally worn sweats for almost 3 years running in my professional and personal lives. So it's been pretty great. And I'm still going to continue this trend when I do go back in the office. Like obviously not in the office, but when I come back home, I will be in sweats. If you're ever wondering, if I'm messaging you at 6 p.m., you know what I'm wearing. So
Okay.
Sweatpants are a must. I'm wearing some right now, and I just showed you another pair. So yeah, that's my number. What are we at? 5?
That was 5. Yeah.
Yeah.
Matt, are you in jeans right now?
No, I'm in my pajamas.
Okay, good. Because I don't know. I feel like I saw you make a face when you said if you're wearing jeans when you're at home, something's wrong with you.
No, I'll explain, because like every time I go to eat and or drink and I'm wearing jeans, my girlfriend's like, "Hey, go get some sweats or pajamas right now," because my
knows what's
gonna
up.
be expanding,
Yeah.
just comfort wise. No, I totally with you, Eric. I own like pajamas and like regular sweatpants that I can go to the grocery store with if I wanted to. But like, oh yeah, as soon as I get home, those jeans are coming off and my like workout sweatpants are coming on, and I just chill in those and then switch to pajamas later. It's the way to go. I don't know why I own other pairs of, like, I should only own a couple to go out and that's it. But yeah, good pick. I figured you'd have an article of clothing on your list. Like, I was betting hard on that.
Yeah.
Like, I knew you'd have something, so good.
Yeah, I didn't think of that, to be honest. But like, there are specific clothing that I wear all the time. I would say that are essential, but I didn't think of clothing, to be honest. That's a good pick. And sweats, specifically, obviously, like when the pandemic started and we started working from home, I went out and bought more. Like, I think I only had 2 at that point, but now I probably have like 4 or 5 pair of sweats. I don't sleep in pajamas or sweats, though. I don't know if you guys sleep in them.
No, definitely not.
Strictly boxer briefs in the bed. But
That's
outside of that, I'm in sweatpants like you.
Yeah.
No, I used to be. Go ahead, Eric.
I was just gonna say, sweatpants stock went up through the roof in March 2020. That's all I was
100%.
gonna say. But go ahead, Matt.
I used to be like you, Sam, like sleep in nothing but briefs. But like, I like the pajamas and the t-shirt. I don't know what it is.
That's too
I don't know.
suffocating.
It's kind of. Yeah, like it gets hot, but then you just take your blankets off. Yeah, I don't know. It's a little cooler where I live too, so it's nice to like be warm in the bed.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's windy. Yeah.
Yeah, good pick though.
Yeah. And I was thinking clothes just in general like shouldn't be necessarily included, but like we obviously all wear clothes every day unless you're in a nudist colony. But for me, like sweats is essential, so that's why I had to throw it up on the board. But anyways, you can go.
I mean, this is a very subjective topic, right? So like,
That's
it's
true.
essential to you. It's what you hold near and dear.
Yep.
You had them right next to you.
Yep.
You called them the trusty sweatpants.
They are.
Okay, what are we, number 6?
6. Yep.
Okay, we're just coming off the topic of the gym, and this relates to the gym, is my back roller.
Oh, nice. I like that.
So I do use it at the gym after my workouts, sometimes before, but I have been using this in the mornings. Like when I wake up, I feel super stiff. I use this in the morning. Quick roll of my back. Sometimes I'll do my thighs and my quads and my calves, but definitely my back, especially because I think when I was in grade 8, I partially slipped one of my discs in my back. I have a bulging disc between my L5 S1 vertebrae, if you guys were wondering.
Really getting into it.
But yeah, ever since I've been using this, haven't felt any like of my sciatica pain come. Just feel like it's helped my posture too, so it's definitely become part of my daily routine. Try to make it daily, but I do it frequently. So my back roller.
I'm glad you brought that item up, Sam, because I've used some a couple times. Like my dad has one, but it's hearing you talk about it, I'm like, it's convincing me more and more to get one because I do feel like super stiff in the morning too, and especially after a workout too, like to just like stretch after and use it. Yeah, no, it's a good pick, and it's brought it back. Like I have to think about it, right? Like, should I be getting one? You're convincing me, so
it's what I'm here for. Eric's gonna hop on the Cajun, the floss picks.
Floss picks.
T-shirt, candles. Come on, boys.
Man, you haven't missed this whole pod. And I swear to God, foam roller almost made my list. But no, I'm just kidding. But honestly, it is something I would benefit from. I'm as stiff as a board. I actually just got a massage today. Neck is just killing me.
Huge.
But I got conked at hockey in the head, so I had to do something about my neck still hurting.
Oh shit.
Well, no, I'm fine. Don't worry. I don't want to alarm anybody listening here. I'll be all right. But it does hurt though. Anyways, so I feel like foam roller would be good to incorporate post workout, especially. Like if the listeners who recall are following along in my journey, I'm stretching more on a daily basis. So adding the foam roller would be just putting me over the top, unstoppable out here. So that's a good pick, and just can't wait to see what you got in store for number 7. It's for sure something Matt and I are going to be just writing down immediately and probably buying the next day.
Probably not, to be honest. Okay. My 7 is a little bit more common than you think, but yeah.
Well, that's disappointing.
I was opening my Amazon Amazon on my browser. We're getting ready to order it. All right, my number 6. I don't know if it's a cheat because it's kind of like an accumulation of items of the past 17 years that I've been collecting. And you guys all know I love movies, so.
Yep. No, that
my
plays.
Blu-ray, my DVD and Blu-ray collection.
Yep.
Let's just take this one Blu-ray out, single it out. It's The Thing. It's probably my favorite horror movie with the movie Halloween. But like this movie, I watch all the time. This is an essential. This is essential for me because it's like my favorite hobby. Basically, is watching movies, learning about them. My collection been building for 17 years. I don't have my full collection at my house currently. I only have about a third of it, but like it's still like a piece of it's still there. And I look at these movies every day. I watch them every week. Very essential for me. Now, it's a cop-out, like watching movies. It's not really an essential item, but this is a thing I'm holding in my hand, so technically an item. So The Thing, or you can say a Blu-ray, my movie collection, put it all together. That's essential for me. Yeah.
I was waiting for you to say movies for your. I was afraid you were gonna get to 7 and not say movies. And what the hell's happening? Because again, it's what can you not live without? It's Matt's thing, you know. So I'm happy you said movies. I would have kind of been pissed if you didn't.
Right.
I love that pick too. And honestly, like, whenever I go pretty much every time I go to the mall, I go to Sunrise Records and I just look at the movies. I almost never buy them, but I look at them and be like, yeah, I wish I had more of these. But like, especially I look at like the Criterion movies, especially, which I know you have a lot of them, Matt, and like they are sick movies. Like the covers, and I'm sure they have like good special features that aren't on the regular editions as well, and they just look cool. And you like the struggle that Bassam and I probably both have is that we want to watch a movie we can't find online. You have it. Like you have the majority of the nice, like the classics especially, right? Like to go back and watch these iconic movies, like they're very hard to find. So that's an extremely valuable collection of movies that you have, and it makes total sense as an essential. So love that. And like whenever I want, like if I need some movie recommendations that you can actually pass me, like I appreciate that. I still have a couple of your movies at my place. I'll get them back to you next time I see you.
Oh yeah, guys, totally forgot about that. You do actually. That's right.
Well, I know I do. It's,
but like Sunrise, that's why I stopped buying though, really, because it's ridiculously expensive. Like those Criterions are like over $50. Back in the day when, right, Eric, like. And well, back in the day when I bought them, they were like $35, $36 each, and I thought that was super expensive. So now I don't even touch them for like $50. Can do half my groceries for that price.
Yeah.
No, I see some for like 80, some over 100.
Oh my god. Yeah.
But like they are like they get you with the design, right? The packaging, like it just looks cool, and it's a unique spin on the movie. So yeah, it's solid. Number 6 for me would be something that I would actually use to watch movies on. Laptop. Absolute must. This is actually my work issued laptop. The one I would be referring to is the one I'm recording on right now, my Mac. It's all timer for me. Use it every single day for like pretty much everything. News, watch movies, TV shows, YouTube, pod, video editing, go on social media. It's just a must for me. I love my laptop too. It's a pretty solid, has a good operating system too. So it's an absolutely indispensable tool for me. Like watch a movie in bed, like down here, anywhere I can move around and stuff. Like it's for me, I'd go laptop over a desktop computer any day that you would just have somewhere like in the house. I love being able to move around with a laptop, and so I don't really know what else to say about the no stories for it, but it's just a must for me.
No, definitely a solid pick. I don't use my laptop as much as I probably should. Like obviously when I was working in the government, the only laptop I would use is the work issued laptop, but my personal laptop rarely gets touched. Like I watch movies on my TV. I have a Fire TV. I have my monitor where I play PlayStation. I don't really use my laptop as much, but no, definitely a solid pick.
I think it's a great pick, Eric. Since I don't own a laptop, everything you've described, that's what I use my phone for.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, if I was allowed my phone in this list, it'd be, like, number one, because I use it for all those things. I'm in bed watching a movie on it every night, fall asleep. It's like my pre-podcast ritual, watch part of a movie, and then, like, put the phone on the bed and listen to on the bed on my nightstand and listen to the podcast. And then when I don't pay attention anymore, that's when it's time to actually go to bed.
Right, yeah.
I don't know if you guys have done that, like listening to a podcast and you stop, like you don't know what's going on anymore in the podcast. Time to turn it off.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, good pick, Eric. I've owned laptops in the past. It's like, does everything.
Yeah.
And yeah, very essential for like what we're doing now, right, Eric? Like we wouldn't be doing this if you didn't have like the editing software and all that.
Exactly. I was gonna include Mike on here. I was
awesome.
About it, but yeah.
Yeah. Good pick.
Yeah, no, back in the day, actually, I just did think of something. When I would go, like, in different countries and had my, had left school at this point, only had a few things to my name, had my backpack that I put everything in. My laptop was my most valuable possession. I had no money to my name. I slept with my laptop. Like, I had my backpack in the bed with me, just protecting it, because I didn't trust leaving it on the floor, like, with a room full of strangers. Like, I'm sleeping in a room with, like, 8 to 16 other people that I don't know. I'm not leaving my bag on the floor that had my, at the time, most valuable possession, my laptop. So we'll never be going down that path again, staying in a hostel with strangers. That's
no more
a thing of the past. But, yeah. It's,
Trust me, if the guy at the hostel wanted your laptop, he would have taken it.
That's true.
On
That's
the floor
true.
or in your arms.
Yeah, that's very true. They'll interrupt a cuddle session without a second thought.
Yeah. All right.
Number one.
7?
Number 7.
Back to number 1. Number 7. Okay. Like I said, this one's definitely more common. I just got this product probably 2, maybe 3 months ago. Before that, I had a Fitbit. Now I have an actual smartwatch, Samsung Galaxy smartwatch. This has quickly become essential for me. Obviously, you guys, I don't know if you guys have smartwatches, but you know what they're capable of. I do everything with this thing. It's connected to my phone, so I have my calendar on there. It keeps my heartbeat, so I know if I'm having a heart attack or not. My steps, to take my blood pressure. I can listen to music or switch my music, tracks my sleep. And probably one thing that I love about it the most is that I can track my workouts. So specific workouts, like if I want to go for a run or cycling or a lift session, there's different options. I don't know what it does internally to know what specifically I'm doing, but yeah, this has quickly become essential for me. So a smartwatch is my number 7.
I have a Galaxy smartwatch too, but don't use it as much as you, but I should. I use it a lot in the summer when I was out running, tracked everything you just said. I'm like, yep.
Yeah.
And you kind of reminded me to like stop being lazy and wear the watch. My sister got it for me as a birthday gift, and like it should be on me every day. I'm not allowed to wear those at work. Maybe that's why I don't wear them during the week. Like I know I'm not allowed at work, so there's that. But no, they're freaking amazing. I use like 10% of its capabilities, right? Like
probably me too. Yeah,
they're amazing, and it's the future. That's the future. Like smaller things like that. Like one day we'll have it in our glasses, maybe, or a Google eyeglass, or. But yeah, like the watches now are insane.
Yeah. The one thing I will say though is, I don't know if it's this model specifically, the battery life isn't great. Probably like 36 hours, which honestly might be better than maybe I'm stupid. 36 hours is probably a lot, but it feels like it drains quicker than that. But I am charging it a lot more than I want to.
Guaranteed that's not boilerplate smartwatch battery life. Like Apple Watch is for sure no more than 24-hour lifeline. I would bet a substantial wager on that.
Yeah.
And actually was looking at Apple Watches today, funnily enough. I'm trying to get in on that game. So again, same. Just like giving us
I'm
the
just
push
coming in
over
with
the
it.
edge here. No, that's a great pick. I don't have one, so I just don't know how much I would wear it. Is the only thing. I do have watches. I like wearing them when I go out, but again, it's a blessing and a curse working from home. Never wear a watch at home.
Yeah,
So-
100%. Like if you don't use it, it's not worth it.
Yeah,
But yeah, look into it more.
true.
It's definitely a
it's the conundrum I'm in.
cool little guy.
I'm kind of super attached to my phone. So like when I wore the watch, I was kind of like, I'm still checking the time on my phone. I'm like, it's
Right.
automatic for me. Like I'm not, it felt weird. I didn't get over like I didn't get into a routine with the watch. So maybe I just need to like tough it out. But I'm like so attached to my phone that I'm like, I don't need the watch. I have my phone right there. But workout wise, you just said it, like it's amazing for that. Like it even said like, good job, you've ran this amount or for this long, achieved
exactly.
unlocked, or yeah, I love that.
Wow.
Okay, I'll go into my last one.
Mhm.
This is something daily use, 24/7 at work. This is not an article of clothing, but it's like something that you wear, and it is baseball cap.
Okay,
Very
nice.
essential.
Yeah,
Okay.
classic.
Very essential for me. The way I look right now, for the listeners, I just wore the baseball cap. This is how I mostly like look to people on the outside. I always have this on when I leave the house. Like without the hat, that's like only when I'm like, Eric, if I'm going to your house or like at my house, I will always be wearing my baseball cap out in public, at work.
True.
For several reasons, guys. One, I'm 31. My hair won't last much longer. I'm already like receding hairline. This hides all that. I think I look better with a baseball cap on too. Let's be honest.
No, you look great.
No, I just love wearing hats. Always. I have like 30 of them. Like maybe not 30, but like I have lots of hats. I'm always rocking my Sense hat at work, and like I'm known for that. There's a ton of Matts in the building, like 5, but I'm like the Matt who wears the Sense hat.
Yep.
That's how people probably recognize me. No, baseball caps, super essential. I love wearing them. I don't know what else to say. It's something that's like always on my head. Probably gonna rock it. Like when I go bald one day, and it will happen, guys. You heard it here first. Maybe one day I'll be recording. I'll have a shaved dome, but like I will be wearing a hat to cover the shaved dome. But no, baseball cap, extremely essential to me. Like that when I was starting to make the list, I'm like, what do I like need in my life? Like, what do I wear that like I'm always wearing, and it's very essential for me, a baseball cap. So that was my number 7 or number 1. I don't know. I counted down for me. Like I would start with 7, and this is to the most important, which is this.
So
baseball
I didn't
cap.
organize mine in importance, but baseball cap is definitely a good pick. I'm actually just starting to get into hats. Maybe this is my 2023 thing, but I got 2 new pairs. I'm calling them pairs. It's a cap. I got 2 new caps.
Pairs.
I will show them off. Sorry to steal your thunder, but 1 second.
But no, the Blue Jays hat is that's the hat. When you pulled that hat out, like that would be the hat I think of when I think of you, Matt, that you wear. Blue Jays hat.
Blue Jays?
For Matt, yeah.
Yeah. I feel like I've seen
And
you in that hat.
Yeah, Palm Tourney,
probably.
you're for sure wearing the Blue Jays hat. I can almost guarantee that.
Yeah.
Hazy memory, but I feel like that's accurate.
What was I saying? I think I'm gonna probably start adding to the collection, but I just have the standard Yankees.
Yeah.
Classic.
I don't even watch baseball, but this is pretty classic.
Tough
This is
look.
good fitted, and I just got this one. I love this one.
Ooh.
This
Okay.
one's dope.
Yeah. The
Whoa.
rose. Is that a Nasheed
With the rose?
Chroma?
No. I got this from Culture Kings.
Okay. Kings with an
Yeah,
X.
so I might be adding to the collection, but yeah, caps are definitely
No,
dope.
it's a great pick, Bassam. But no, Matt, no, that's a.
You mean Matt?
I know, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
That's what you meant. Yeah.
That's my 8th.
Yeah. No.
There you go.
Solid. That no, it's a fitting pick for you, Matt, as well. I did organize them as well, not in an order of importance, but more in a cyclical sense. So I started off with how I start every day. Now I'm gonna finish off with how I end every day. Like so.
Yeah. Had no idea.
Every single night I rock, for those who are not watching, sleeping mask, absolute must.
Does it work?
Whoa.
Oh, it works. And one thing about me and why it's so important for me is that I can't sleep if there's a crack of light just breaking the darkness in the room. Like, I need total darkness. This baby ensures it. And I actually started wearing masks when I went to England because it all started because I had the red-eye flight, and I think my mom gave me a mask to help me sleep in the flight to not be disturbed by the light. That was my first time ever wearing a sleeping mask. And then I started wearing it when I was in England, and it definitely opened my eyes to how much it did help me fall asleep and not be woken up by the light whenever the sun comes up early. And honestly, in any setting, like, well, I'm just thinking camping randomly, which I've only done once in the last 10 years. But when we did go camping, having a mask on is huge because that light cuts through that tent like none other, right? And in any setting, sleeping mask is a must for me. Definitely recommend, if you're like me and a kind of a light sleeper or cannot allow any light to come in when you're trying to sleep, sleeping mask, definitely a must. And you look cool wearing it too, just objectively. They're like the hats for your eyes. So, sleeping mask, number 1, baby.
I had no idea you would say that, Eric. I learned something else about you. That's awesome. I'm the complete opposite. For 2 years, I had to sleep during the day because of my work schedule. And you would have been torture for you, Eric. I slept in complete light. Like, my curtains did nothing. I would sleep basically during daylight, and I still did it, I guess. I was tired enough. I tried a mask once, Eric, and it was too much pressure. Maybe it was too tight, but I felt way too much pressure on my eyeballs, and I hated it. Hated the feeling of having something on my head. But you could probably get used to it, Eric.
You know what?
Anything.
You get used to it, and then it's weird if you don't have it on. So now I'm at a certain point where a dependency has been established here, where I have either tried sleeping without it or didn't have one around. Just I think I was an insomniac the whole night. So it's might have ruined sleep for me, to be honest. But No, you can definitely adjust the slack, and the one I have now is just great. I got a little 3-pack for Christmas. Switch it up a little, make sure there's not too much
different
eye
colors.
Crust accumulating on the mask.
There you go. Never got blackout curtains?
We have some too, and it's not enough for me.
It's not enough.
A different breed, man. I'm telling you, we have custom I guess drapes or. I don't know, a little pull down blinds that are inside the windows, and then blackout curtains on the outside, but there's still light that comes through, so it's a problem. But no problem.
I've luckily never had a problem sleeping. I know a lot of people tell me sometimes they just can't sleep, or they have trouble sleeping, or they need you're not the first person I know who wears one of those. But man, once I put my head down on the pillow, I'm probably out within 3-4 minutes. That's one thing that I can say that I'm lucky for, but you never know, man. I'm gonna start shift work soon, so I might have to invest in a pair of those.
Well, I hope your sleeping habits continue even when you do start shift
Yeah,
work.
exactly.
But otherwise, we get together once a month, us as sleep mask wearers, and we chop it up. So we will gladly bring you on to our meetings.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
So Eric, do you nap too? You just bust out your mask on the couch?
Oh, interesting.
So I can sleep without it. It's more for I don't know, it's kind of weird, honestly. I did nap last Friday and I didn't wear the mask on. I left the light on in the room too. So it does depend. I can sleep with light as well, but it's become just a habit for me to have it on, and it definitely does help me. Me would mostly be also light waking me up in the morning. So if I'm sleeping somewhere else too, on a the homie's couch or something where I don't know the setup, and there's a bunch of light creeping in at 7 a.m., that's not gonna bother me anymore. I wake up when I'm meant to, and whereas before light definitely wakes me up. But no, I can nap, but I don't really nap to begin with, honestly. It's very rare that I will nap.
Yeah.
Only if I'm like going out or something. I have a big night lined up, then I'll try to sleep a little.
Little power nap.
Yeah, but no, in general I don't nap. Like, it's very rare that I do.
No, all those items that help us sleep, super essential. Like, be it sleeping mask, earplugs.
Yeah.
White noise machine.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So blackout curtains, like, no, that's good. I didn't even think of anything. Like, I don't use anything, so thankfully. But like, I just like, your eyes are like, you're putting pressure on your eyelids, right? Like when you wake up, they're not like welded shut, and you have to like force them open. Like, it's hard to open your eyes even more now that you have the sleeping mask on, or nothing.
No, not really. Honestly, like it's so
Okay.
there's not like crazy pressure on my face with the mask. Like the mask definitely does move though during the night. It's not necessarily staying still, like glued to my face the way that
Okay.
it was. Like it'll slide up or down. No, it's no big deal. Honestly, like it's like I said.
Okay.
Now I'm just fully used to it, so it's really not a nuisance for me. It's a friend, you know. It's I don't know.
Gotcha. Good pick.
Yep. Well, all good picks for everybody and solid, diverse list. Not too many repeats. Maybe the earphones were one of the only ones.
I think that was it.
Yeah. So like that's the thing. If we had phones, like me, phone obviously is there. Like, and I wish it wasn't an essential, but phone is 100% on my list. Like, and then what do? We all go around like, yeah, my phone's an essential. Just it's a burn, you know. So
Yeah.
we all. No, but we did get quite a few listener submissions though that we can go through those, offer up
Yeah,
comments.
for sure. I was just about to ask if you got any.
Yeah. So the first ones, and obviously when I posted this story, I didn't get into like the specifics of like, okay, no phone, no this, no that, whatever. So there were a lot of answers. And obviously not going to limit people in what they submitted. So the first one was from the homie Ron Antoine. He said, spouse, condo, cottage, SUV, cell phone, TV, pontoon, trail bike, pension, toothbrush. So I actually did submit 10.
The pension.
Hey, pension's that's a sleeper
It's a sleeper.
Yeah. And I answered him saying a veteran's move starting with spouse. Good call. Gave me a thumbs up.
Pontoon's
money,
pretty
yeah,
cool
like-
too.
Yeah.
A lot of good ones here. I mean, not too many misses except for, yeah. Anyways, yeah, solid. The next one was from the homie Mart Chevy. He said, "My meat thermometer. There's no going back."
Oh.
Which I completely agree. It's a great pick. Once you get a meat thermometer, changes the game
Yeah.
in terms of knowing when your roast beef or chicken breast is ready. Can't beat it.
I never use them,
Okay.
but I'm more like, I use that. There's the whole debate. Do you put a timer or do you use your meat thermometer and you kind of know when to check it? I'm a big believer in like following a time and then I take it out, check it. Like, I'm pretty good with my meat. I worked in a meat shop for 9 years. I never use a thermometer. I know when my chicken's ready, my beef, my roast, and everything. But like for someone who's uncomfortable, like, oh, I don't want to eat raw chicken. Like, I'm very scared. I always overcook my chicken. Yeah, get a meat thermometer. It's a great pick. I just never used one really.
Yeah, I don't either. I just cut into the middle of my meat, see if it's ready.
Yeah.
No,
Right,
man,
and if
see-
it's still pink, I shove it back into the.
But I'm telling you, like, once I would get a meat thermometer, I used to do that too. And then when you get the meat thermometer, you don't have to cut it. That just butchers the presentation of your meal.
No,
Yeah.
there's ways of doing it without butchering.
I mean, if you're slicing down the middle of whatever you're cooking, it's not a good looking piece of meat. But anyways, whatever works, honestly. But I think meat
You do a
thermometer
little
is a
sliver.
solid.
Yeah, a little.
Just a little checkup on your meat, and no, I co-sign that pick as well. The next one was from my cousin Dylan Deschamps. He said his cars. So he has, I think, 2 cars and might be in the process of getting a third. So big
Wow.
car guy. Like, cars are his sweatpants to my sweatpants. Anyway, so, yeah. Cars, I mean, essential as well to get around.
Of course.
I don't drive that much nowadays, but most people do. Cars, you need them. Next one is from the homie Justin Mochtinger. So he said his phone, toothbrush, and hockey. So I would agree with all those things.
Oh yeah.
Kind of a
Toothbrush for sure.
nasty farm animal if you're not delving into the toothbrush game. And hockey, obvious must for me.
I was about to say golf for my list, to be honest, but I wasn't about to pull out a golf club.
Golf clubs was a contender for me too. If we're doing 10, it was probably there.
Yeah.
Like, I probably would have picked that over hockey, to be honest, because probably going to play golf more, like, longer in my life too. And, like, I do love playing hockey, obviously, once a week, but something about golf, like golf trip, golf with the fellas.
Fun.
Yeah, it's just a good time. The next one was from Taunt Mary, Matt. Hers was coffee, essential.
Yeah, of course.
I agree. Is it creeping up to the essential status
agree.
for you, Bassam, as well?
Sorry?
Is it creeping up to the essential status for you, do you think, one day?
Honestly, like, as of September, I've been drinking it almost every day. But there are days where there are days where I skip it, but
one of us.
Every morning on my way to work, I grab either a medium coffee or steep tea. Mix it up sometimes, but I think it's probably essential for me now. Crazy to hear that or say that, but
nice.
I was gonna put on my list, but I already had the rum, and I didn't want 2 beverages, so yeah, I should have thought about. Yeah, good call, Eric. I need to get one of those.
There's a little workaround to sneak coffee in there, show some love.
Yeah.
Coffee. The next one is from my bro Zach. He said, so he had initially said like coffee, music, social gatherings, sport, but then I told him like I need something, like a physical item here. So he got back to me with his Scotty Cameron putter, so golf putter, which is a pretty decent putter if you've ever heard of it, and he says he can't imagine putting without it. So I got to get me one of those down the road, and I mean I still putt pretty solid, but adding a Scotty Cameron in there might just be that next edge of greatness.
Awesome.
And the next one is from the homie, previous guest, Hip Hop Fiend 85, Brandon. He said music, again asked to specify. He said his vinyl record player, which I think is a great
dope
pick. Like jam out to some singles or albums. It's sick. I love a good vinyl too. It's a good look. And then the last one we got was from my friend Courtney. She said corded earphones for the look and the fact that it tells people, don't bother me, I'm listening to music. So it's detailed answer and perhaps a rebuttal to our previous conversation about wired versus wireless.
That's why it's coming back.
Full circle.
Like you're on the bus, you're wearing them like no one's bothering you.
People see them like more than the wireless, I'd say.
Right.
That's probably why.
Especially with toques,
And especially like in the winter, you got more layers on. Especially for AirPods, I mean, like you won't see AirPods. If you're wearing a toque, you're no chance of seeing that someone's listening to music. Whereas with the wired, you can see that unless they have them tucked in under their coat or something, like you can't see them. So then it'd be the same thing as having AirPods, which in my opinion are better. But for this situation, wired does serve a purpose. I could see it for sure. I just prefer the practicality of wireless myself. But also, you don't have to charge wired, so it's a pro for wired. We could do a full episode on this, clearly. But
we could like pick items like this versus that. There you go.
There's your next episode. This versus
possible suggestions. Yeah.
We'll get Courtney on for that one. She has some strong opinions on almost everything, so it'll be good. All right, so no, that's a lot of good submissions. So thank you very much, everybody, for your picks. Always appreciate when you roll up with submissions. So this would be probably the end of our segment with the Sam. We'd roll into random recommendations, but as the 9th appearance on here, you've earned some stripes and the opportunity, if you want, to offer some recommendations for either stuff you've been watching, listening to. Like, do you have anything, Bassam? Like, are you down to stick around a bit for this segment?
Yeah, sure, 100%. like, I haven't been listening to anything new, to be honest. I've kind of been in a headspace where I'm re-listening to things. Like I've been big into like Motown funk and soul.
Mm.
wow.
Big Otis Redding guy, Sam Cooke, Bill Withers. Podcasts I've stopped listening to completely. I used to listen to them daily. I stopped. I do want to try to get back into them. I just haven't had much time. In terms of like TV shows, I haven't been watching much either, but movies, I've been trying to get back into movies. Like just recently I watched Bullet Train, which was dope. I really liked Bullet Train. Yeah, it was fire.
Nice.
I watched Glass Onion, liked it. Not better than the first Knives Out though. I think the first one was better.
Actually, let's talk Knives Out.
I agree.
So that's no spoilers, but like I really enjoyed Glass Onion. Honestly, I thought it was a great sequel, and by no means a slouch. In a step down to Knives Out OG. I preferred probably
not
the
a step
first
down
one,
at all. No,
but like probably the cast was a little stronger in the first Knives Out. Honestly, like there was no Marta in this one, but I did like Andy / Helen, I think was her, like the sister's name, and Benoit Blanc just killing it.
Yeah.
He's so good.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
I love Glass Onion.
Yeah, it's a great.
Did not expect that quality of film, and like I even got like didn't see a lot of the stuff coming, and then you go back and you're like, how could you not have seen that coming? But like you're into the movie so much. I don't know. I thought it was very clever.
Same. A lot of hilarious moments.
No, it was good. It was good. What else did I watch?
I mean, we can break some up. Like, if you want to think, like, I have a ton of stuff to recommend, and Matt, I'm sure you have some stuff as well, so we can give you some time to think.
Okay, if you're cutting me off, sure.
Big cut off here. It's a questionable move, honestly, but I'm still got to commit now.
It's all good. It's your podcast.
I mean, we're operating as a 3-man unit right now, but okay. So a show I've watched, I've been just crushing a bunch of shows, but I do want to recommend one that I'm not sure if you guys have both seen, but I watched it a few weeks ago, Chernobyl on Crave. Amazing show.
I haven't seen it yet.
Have you seen it, Matt?
Me neither. No.
Check it out. It's a very good show. Obviously,
3 episodes?
5. And they're all around an hour long, like a little less than that. One of them might be over. But honestly, the acting is incredible. Production value, like it's HBO, so you know what you're getting into. And like you obviously know what it is. Like it recounts the accident that happened at Chernobyl there, the nuclear power plant that exploded. Very interesting. Obviously, there are some historical inaccuracies. Like they dramatize certain moments to make it a little more interesting for the audience. But so Jared Harris and Stellan Skarsgård are the 2 leads. Just killer. And there'll be a bunch of other actors you'll recognize from little things. And very good. So, Chernobyl. It's on Crave.
Nice.
Check it out.
We haven't done a rec. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Basim. I
was just gonna say I haven't seen it yet, but it's on my list. I hear great things.
I mean, it was on my list too, but like, man, I struggle with TV because of my limited time. So I try to like one TV show at a time rule type thing. But it's been a while since we've done a random recommendation, Eric, and I have seen Black Panther 2 since the last time, and we've never discussed it right on the pod. I don't even know if we want to discuss it right now or shelf the conversation till like Ant-Man comes out, and then we talk about Black Panther 2. So you let me know right now if you want me to go ahead.
Well, I'm kind of I can see both sides because we have the Sam here too, and he saw Black Panther, so it'd be interesting to talk about. Without maybe getting like crazy in depth into it, but we can definitely offer thoughts. Like I'm down to talk about it though.
Yeah. Okay. We won't go in depth then. We'll save that. Like, we'll do like a non-spoiler. Like I liked Black Panther 2, but I don't know, Eric. I didn't love it like I thought I would. I don't know what it. Maybe the length, or I don't know. I still have to like. Maybe I need to watch it again. But Sam, I know, Eric, you really liked it, right?
Yeah, but I'm kind of on the same wave as you in that I liked it a lot. It was for sure my favorite Marvel movie of last year, but it's not like a top tier Marvel movie in my books for sure. And I do need to see it again, but I remember walking out of it being happy. Like I did enjoy it. I feel like everything was earned in the movie. I don't think what ended up happening in terms of like the Black Panther mantle and all that was forced. I think that was very well handled, actually. That's a big props I have for the movie. Was a little long though. I agree. It's like 2 hours and 40 minutes. Some stuff I'd probably cut looking back, but overall enjoyed it. What did you think, Bassam?
I definitely agree that it was probably the better drop of 2022 for Marvel. And again, I do think it was too long. It was really enjoyable though. Like it was long. Like I could feel that it was long, but there was no point where I was like, all right, let's get this over with.
True.
And again, we're not really spoiling it.
Yeah.
It wasn't boring at all. No. Yeah, I know, and I do agree how they handled the whole mantle of the Black Panther itself. They paid homage to Chadwick, so that was great. I think it was well done.
Yeah.
Not amazing, but
Black Panther 2, a bit like actually the new Avatar movie, and I don't know if we're going to talk about that tonight, but like I've seen them both. They're both like epic movie, like super long in length. They both look amazing, phenomenal. Like at the theater, sensational. But like I had issues with the story where I was like, it's either super predictable or you know where it's heading. Show me something new. They keep it simple. Do I want a complicated Marvel movie? Maybe, maybe not. You see, I don't even know what I want really. I just want them to show me something different, I guess. But I had the problem with both movies, Avatar 2 and Black Panther 2. Like they were like super amazing looking like Ferraris, but like the engine inside was garbage. You know, I don't know. Maybe that's not a good comparison, but like
I think it's a good comparison.
Like the Avatar 2 looks like unreal good.
Oh, incredible.
But like so like predictable. I don't know. Enough about Avatar 2. I don't know if you guys have even seen it. So
I saw it.
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah.
Okay, like just.
The story was definitely like weaker than the first one, but man, at this point, I think all he cares about is the visuals, right? He's just given us a visual masterpiece, and I think it's worth a rewatch in theaters just for the visuals.
100%.
Honestly, I have no problem with the story of Avatar 2. Like the visuals are so good, and like the whole world that this is set in are so cool that I could have stuck around there maybe another 30 minutes, even an hour or something. Like I had no problem with what was presented at all. Like I loved Avatar: The Way of Water.
You're definitely a huge spider guy.
No, spider, especially for what he did at the end. No, definitely not. Can't believe
that's
he
hilarious.
pegged me as a spider guy. No way.
I'm just joking.
A lot of emotional moments in Avatar as well. Like it was intense movie, and I love the third act. Even the second act, I feel like people have criticized for being too slow. No problem with at all. Like I just wanted to learn more about their culture, the Water Tribe. I thought they looked super cool, and no, just a good old time in theater. Yeah, I don't really have any complaints about Avatar 2, honestly. I was a big fan of it. But I could see, though, I could definitely see the criticism for the story, but for me, it just wasn't the case.
I mean, I keep forgetting. Dallas, the previous guest, his letterbox, like, explained it perfect. He gave it 4.5 stars, but then he explained, like, why. And it was pretty much, like, for what it does, which is action, like, people getting shot with 4-foot arrows and like crazy visuals. It's a 9 out of 10 or 10 out of 10 movie. But he even said like, yeah, it's simple storytelling, popcorn movie, roller coaster movie. He said it perfectly. And I mean, we talked about movies with him on the last time. So those are my thoughts too. Eric, those over 3 hours in the theater, I was like completely immersed in the world where.
Yep.
I like the whole life around me disappeared, like escapism, basically perfect escapism. Didn't think about anything except like these blue people. I was also like, okay, come on, like move it along, and but I was okay, super random guys, but like, how come the two sons had different accents? Like Jake Sully's son.
I didn't really notice, honestly.
It's so picky, but
I have no idea.
I did not notice, honestly, but I do I agree with you, Bassam. Like it would merit a rewatch in theaters, ideally. just help it keep breaking some box office records. And it's just to see where it's going to end up all time. But pretty sick to see that it's doing well. Like, I am happy to see that after all these years off, like, it wasn't a flop, first of all. Like, there were high expectations and a standard to be met with this one. And I think it's safe to say that it did deliver. And honestly, that's also something people criticize about the first one, is the story's not the greatest. So it kind of gets a pass because that's not necessarily what everyone wants. So imagine if this third one has like a very good story. In Avatar standards, it'll come off as like, I don't know, like the greatest thing ever put to screen potentially if the visuals are to a certain level again. So I'm excited for the third one. I like this franchise now; it's off the ground, and I hope we don't wait too long for the next one. But Avatar pod down the road might have to be the play.
Yeah.
Or on the third one.
I just like, I'll let you guys do your recommendations, but like every person I've talked to who doesn't like the first Avatar has not seen it in theaters. I checked. I'm like, did you go watch it in theaters in 2009? At the end of 2009, they had not. So it's you can't explain to someone like what it was like in 2009. Like seeing that in 3D in the theater, it was unreal. A game changer. Yeah. More game changer than any Marvel movie. Yeah. It was unreal, yeah. So.
Marvel movies are what they are because of Infinity War. Avatar crawled so Infinity War could walk, you know?
There you go.
So it took a while, but I got there. And our episode's going to be called Spider, a Case Study. We're just going to dissect the character and see where he goes in this third one. That rat. But that's funny.
Sam, did you have
more recommendations?
Yeah. Another movie or
anything? Movie, show,
book?
No, man, I don't read. That's something I should do more. Eric knows that about me.
Been saying it was going to be one of my
recommendation side, boys.
That's okay.
Again, like I haven't been indulging in as much as I want to recently. Like I've just been so busy over the past few months, but. Or like I'm trying to get back into movies now before Eric cut me off before. I know, big deal. I'm just joking. I rewatched Seven, and it's my second time watching it. So like I don't know, if people haven't seen Seven with Morgan Freeman and Brad Pitt, go watch that. It's fucking great.
Only seen it once, so I should rewatch. Where did you watch on a streaming platform or?
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
Okay. Speaking of Netflix, we just finished up last night. Matt, you had recommended this, and actually the homie Justin also recommended it. Wednesday. Great show. Big fan of it. Jenna Ortega as Wednesday kills it, and my guy Thing, just an all-time legend as well. Huge fan of those two characters. But no, overall I was a big fan. Like, it's a pretty easy watch. Honestly, it's a Netflix show. Good little twists and turns along the way. Cool setting. Like, it reminded me of a mix of like Harry Potter, X-Men, maybe some Hunger Games here and there. Like a lot of like young adult stuff. But overall, like, I was never bored the whole time. There's a lot of good humor in there as well. And I'm excited. It got renewed for a second season, so definitely gonna check that out. So yeah, but Sam, I'd recommend it for sure. And I've never even seen Addams Family.
Sorry, I cut you off.
I was gonna say, like, I've never seen Addams Family and was able to follow along. Like, I'm sure there's cameos or like references to other characters that I would have appreciated had I seen that show or movie. And
I know the actress who played the original Wednesday Addams is in the new show.
Yep.
I forget her name.
Yep. Found that out after the fact.
Yeah, but Jenna Ortega, I think she's really dope. I first saw her in You.
Yep. Same.
Yeah. Remember that?
That's
yeah,
right.
She was in You.
She was great in that too.
Yeah, and she's like rising right now, rising the stardom. She's I think she was like hosting the Golden Globes, or was she
a presenter? Probably.
Maybe she was just a presenter.
Yeah.
Hosting
would be like, that's a tall order.
She's blown up since Wednesday came out. So I'll probably add that to the list for sure.
I would check that.
Yeah, she was in like she's been in like 4 horror movies too so far.
Scream,
going to be in the new,
that didn't come out.
And they're going to be in Scream 6 coming out too, because she was in Scream 5, so she's in Scream 6. Spoiler alert, she's alive.
Yeah, I guess so. I'm not watching that now.
But Christina Ricci, that's the original Wednesday.
Yeah.
That's in. Yeah, she's great.
She was in
I have.
Casper, which is a fucking
That's
great
right.
movie.
That movie haunted my nightmares. My sleep
I remember Eric.
maskless nightmares.
I remember
Oh,
the ghost,
God.
the evil ghost.
All the ghosts.
You weren't a fan of Stretch?
Man, it didn't take much. Like even the Scooby-Doo like live action scared me. So we don't need to get into that.
I remember babysitting you like, yeah, we're not watching this scene or we're not watching that.
Yeah.
Or
You know, you gotta preserve the preservation of self. It's an essential need for man. So I knew what I was doing.
I have a lot of like stuff I watch, but I'll save it for another episode, maybe where we do like just that. But I'm just gonna recommend one more movie called Violent Night
Okay.
with Dave Arbor from Stranger Things. Violent Night is basically Die Hard with a Santa Claus, and there's an actual Santa Claus in the movie. He's got magic and everything, and he's putting presents in this mansion, this huge house, and he's kind of like bored of being, not bored of being Santa Claus. He's kind of like he's drinking the booze. He's like, another Christmas. Like I got to do this again. Like he's not like super happy, like eating all the food and stuff. But then like there's a family downstairs having dinner. These bad guys like break into the house and there's a big hostage situation, just like in Die Hard. Mm-hmm. And they're like, we want the money in the vault. And the matriarch, like the family, the boss, she's like, there's like a standoff basically. And then Santa like basically stumbles upon some of the armed guards, and it's just like Die Hard. Like they attack him, he ends up killing one of them, then it's like game on from there. Mm-hmm. It's a very violent movie, but not like over the top. It's 14A, I think. Mm-hmm. Great funny dark comedy horror film, I guess, thriller. Like he's just like taking out the bad guys in clever ways, you know, like with hockey skates, with hammers, with a Violent Night.
Violent Night.
It went to the theater. Actually. I watched it at home, though. I'm not going to tell you how. It's a really fun movie. Maybe, Christmas is past, but I can still pop it in. It's wintertime, right? David Harbour makes the movie. He's hilarious as Santa Claus, you know, like, picks up right where he left off after Stranger Things. He's just a great, relatable guy. Mm-hmm. Good actor. Good performance. Violent Night, high recommend.
All right, I added it to the
Have
list.
You heard of it, Eric?
Yeah, we saw it actually. So we saw it in theaters the night after we saw Avatar, and saw that it got like really good reviews. So I think the problem with our viewing experience is that we went in with high expectations, and honestly wasn't that crazy about it. I will say though, David Harbour was fantastic. Like whenever he was on the screen, it was gold. And I think that's the big takeaway, is that he does kill, and it's hilarious. Like Santa Claus killing people, like gold. And what he did with, like, I don't want to spoil too much there, but the relationship that he has in the movie was dynamite. Problem was, I wasn't a fan of like the hostage situation and specifically the acting in it. Like the main villain wasn't a fan of. That's
John Leguizamo. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It wasn't really about him and the characters that were in that setting. But whenever Santa was on screen, it was electric, 100%.
Actually, I was reminded. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead, Bassem.
I'm changing the topic from this movie.
Oh, okay. I was just gonna say this is like Violent Night's my type of movie because I'm such like a big horror fan. Like I overlook plot holes or, you know, like just for like the money shots, like the kills and all that stuff. So
I will say
I praise
also
those movies higher.
I've talked to a few other people who have seen this movie. No one shares the same opinion as me and Andy. Like people enjoyed it for the most part. So I don't want to deter you from watching Bassam. Like you're probably gonna like it. Just me and Andy, like we weren't crazy about it ourselves. Yeah. But like popular opinion is.
I like David Harbour, so I'll probably watch it.
He's good. Like he's really good in it.
Yeah. Just because you brought up horror movies again, I do remember another one that I just watched recently. I think this is what it's called, and I just recently watched it, so I should remember. Barbarian.
Yes, let's go.
Yeah, nice.
You guys have seen it, right?
Yeah.
The basement dweller.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Just
That was a good one. So.
It was good, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it keeps you
go for it.
guessing, right?
Mhm.
It keeps you guessing, yeah.
Yeah. And who was that actor in it? The main, like the guy near the end who owns the house?
Justin Long? Or...
Is that who he is?
Wait.
Okay,
The
the
guy who
guy you
owns
mean?
the house. Never mind.
No, the guy who owns the house.
I don't know.
Because I recognize him from other things.
I recognize him from other horror films, actually. I think his name's like Richard Brake. He was in a couple Rob Zombie horror films, but
Like that
he's
scene
creepy
where-
looking. Creepy.
Yeah, but that scene where he's getting like breastfed by the barbarian lady in that room killed me. I don't know. Yeah, that's a good one. Another one. I'll just name one more off before you guys end this, just because I remembered it, and I have recommended it to you, Eric. I don't remember if you've watched it or if we've even spoken about it on the podcast. Maybe we have, but Vivarium.
Oh,
by
okay.
Vivarium.
Yeah, I've seen it.
You saw it, okay?
Yeah.
Because I remember telling you about it.
And I watched
That
it
one
because
also was another really creepy one.
It was one. I'm pretty sure it was. We did like a listener edition episode where people submitted movies and then we watched them and talked about them. So you had submitted that.
Yeah.
That was like
3 years,
at least 2 years ago. But yeah, if not 3, honestly. Anyways, yeah, Vivarium. Yeah, that's a creepy movie. I remember I hated the kid. Hated the kid. Like he made Joffrey look pleasant.
Oh yeah.
Just quickly, no, it's been a little long. I started watching Succession for the 3rd time, trying to get into it.
What?
Now I'm into it. It was I've not I tried watching it 2 other times before and couldn't get into it. Now I feel like I'm over the hump. 6 episodes in, it's getting pretty good. People say it's really good, so if you haven't seen it, I would recommend. Just power through. It gets solid. Apparently seasons 2 and 3 are amazing, so I'm just on that crave train right now.
Yeah, I heard great things too. It's going to be one of those I maybe watch the whole series in one shot once it's all done.
Yeah, which I don't know if it'll
time
be more
for
than
shows.
4.
You know. Yeah.
But yeah, good stuff. Okay, I think that's a good spot to wrap it up. Honestly, I've given you a lot of recommendations. Sam, unprepared recommendations, and still just pass with flying colors. So thanks a lot for joining us, man. Any final notes for the listeners?
Thanks for having me, guys. Honestly, I really appreciate it. 9 times. I don't know how you've allowed me to come on this many times, but hopefully we'll make it a 10th down the road.
Yep.
No, I really enjoy these kind of episodes where we make lists of stuff. So, yeah. Thanks, boys. Appreciate it.
Yeah. We love having you for the list episodes because you're very entertaining and you come up with good a good selection.
Respect.
Thanks for coming, Bassam.
I will say before we wrap up fully there, so I've recommended a few of our old episodes to my coworkers, and they listened to the underrated episode there, and your list was brought up as being the quote the only good list. Matt and mine's got no love. It was like that Sam guy had a good list, but our poor picks apparently generate good conversation. That's all we hope for. Like, I'm gonna get ripped to shreds for this, but it's for the people. So, Matt, any final notes for the listeners?
Yeah, thank you all for listening. I hope you enjoyed tonight's episode and found it entertaining and funny. Let us know if you want to comment, post, show, whether it's something or something. Thanks for listening.
All right. Yeah, absolutely. Thanks a lot, everybody, for listening. Stay tuned for episodes dropping every 2 Mondays. Continue to stay safe. Love you all, and peace.